Hey, what's up, cats and kittens? And shout out to all my cerebral lights. It is me, the Cerebral Diva, and she is back with another episode of You Say What. Can you hear the smile in my voice right now? I just feel good. Um, so I'm back with another episode of You Say What. And in today's episode of You Say What, we're going to be talking about SNL, that's Saturday Night Live, for those of you who are acronymically challenged. Yes, I said acronymically. um, this video is going to talk about the weekend update and the fallout that has resulted from Michael Chi misgendering Caitlyn Jenner, as some people would say. But before we dive into the video and I tell you guys my thoughts on the video, why don't we just take a listen to exactly what was said, and then let's come back and talk about more about it after that, okay? So this is what was said over the weekend, and this is what has people in an uproar.
Rapper Kanye West released his new gospel album, Jesus is King, yesterday, and it's also being reported that Kanye will be altering his old hits with more G-rated lyrics. So, yay. At first I thought Kanye was losing his mind, and now I feel like he's fine. He's just turning into an old white lady. I mean, he used to be like one of the coolest black dudes on earth. Now he's showing up to events in sweatpants and orthopedic sneakers, listening to Kenny G and trying to get black people to like Trump. It's like, how long before this guy changed his name to Kathy? Now, you might think that I'm crazy, but about 5 years ago, there was a fella named Bruce Jenner. Pretty much.
All right, and there you have it. That was it. That was it. I'm going to give you a second to process that and let me see if you can find the problem in what was said. I cannot find it. And again, I consider myself to be one of the most liberal, kind, considerate, loving, inclusive people that you could ever hope to meet. Sorry. So I don't understand this. And the reason I don't understand this is because people need to understand context, and they need to understand present tense versus future tense and past tense. During the weekend update, and first of all, let me say this. The only problem I had with what he said was that it wasn't funny. The only other problem I had with what he said is that it was predictable. The moment he started talking about an old white woman and he used the name Kathy, like, I saw that joke coming from a mile away. So for me, it was just very predictable. It was very lazy, and it wasn't really funny to me. So I guess if I have a problem with the joke, I would just say, if it's going to be a joke, make it funny. So it wasn't really funny. Having said that, what he said was about 5 years ago, erstwhile, former, not present, about 5 years ago, in a realm that has long since passed, there was a person named Bruce Jenner. And but for Bruce Jenner, there would not be a Caitlyn Jenner. So I don't consider that to be misgendering if you're referring to a person in their past tense, right? So people got upset about this, and we live in this whole cancel culture now. People are calling for him to be fired, and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, maybe I would have a greater sensitivity if it weren't Caitlyn Jenner. Maybe, just because knowing Caitlyn's politics and knowing how much difficulty Caitlyn had in terms of renouncing her white male privilege, maybe I might feel differently, and maybe I might be a little bit more offended. But in actuality, I don't think I would, just because he's talking about Caitlyn before, not Caitlyn in the present. He didn't even use the name Caitlyn, to be completely frank with you. He used the name Bruce, right? So this, again, is going to be a short video just because it's one of those things on the internet where I think that people are just, I don't know, like, I figure like there's just a group of outragers who sit at home and just look for nuances and things that they can be upset about, and then they post them on social media, and the other people who really don't have a whole lot going on in their lives piggyback on it and say, yeah, we should be angry about this. No, we shouldn't be angry about this. Let me tell you something. Trans women are being killed in the streets every single day. murdered, beaten. And there's even a case in Houston recently where I think someone got 4 months in jail for killing a trans woman of color. If there's going to be outrage, let's be outraged about that. Let's give that the media attention that it needs. Why are we talking about Michael Chi calling Caitlyn, who lives a life of privilege and who will never, ever, ever, ever experience the hardships that a lot of trans women of color are experiencing? Why don't we put the spotlight on that, put it somewhere where it deserves, put the attention and focus on something where it can actually do some good and actually be effective in making change? Sitting here talking about Caitlyn Jenner, who is living in a Malibu mansion, who has access to, the best health care, the best that money can buy, the best that white privilege will allow, is not really doing a service to the community at large, who really needs that help, who really needs that attention, who really needs that light to be shed on the issues that are truly affecting trans men and trans women. It is just so bizarre to me that this is what we choose to give our attention to. Not the case in Houston where someone was given, where the young man was given 4 months for brutally beating a trans woman. Not the fact that trans women of color are being shot, killed, stabbed, and brutalized throughout the United States and throughout the world. That's not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about Caitlyn Jenner. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So, and Caitlyn Jenner, again, politically, up until recently, I believe, she identified with Trump and with the Republican Party, and really didn't see herself as an ally for the community that she is now a part of by default. Having said that, that's how I feel. Again, this is You Say What, so this is your opportunity to chime in and leave your 2 cents. So comment below. I want to know whether or not you thought what he said was offensive, even given the context, or even given the present tense versus the future tense, whether or not you feel that the outrage is warranted. Because again, I personally don't see that, and maybe I'm missing something, and I'm open to being educated. If you see something differently from what I'm seeing, definitely comment below. As always, imparting people, it is me, the Cerebral Diva. Remember to live better, love harder, think smarter. Like, comment, and share if you care, and subscribe. I don't really care if you do or don't. Doesn't really make me any difference whatsoever. Again, I do this for fun, not for a living, so I'm okay with whatever you do. What else is there? I think that's about it. Oh, The Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to be starting this weekend, so I will definitely be back on my weekly reviews of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Remember, comment below. I'm definitely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Share if you care. Be safe, and be kind to one another. Bye.